Hey guys, Pawnce here, and as some of you guys may have noticed, I haven't really been live streaming or uploading videos the last few days. I've been really busy filling out some paperwork and stuff like that, so unfortunately I haven't really had a chance to sit down with a long, a game that takes longer, like League of Legends. So I figured that this would be sort of an ideal opportunity to show off a little bit of Hearthstone stuff, since it's the kind of game that when you don't have time, you sit down at your computer for, 10 minutes, play a game, and then get the hell off. So yeah, in this specific video, I'll kind of be talking about my thought process while I'm building an arena deck. For those of you guys who don't know, arena, you either pay real money or spend a bunch of points, which are kind of a pain in the ass to get into a limited number of games that has a payoff at the end. The more you win, the better your prize is at the end. And if you lose 3 times, you're just out. So ideally, you want to have a good deck going into it. Sometimes you just get completely screwed. So we'll see if I get screwed or not if I get a good deck. So first, we're going to pay my 150 in gold. Now, let's move my camera up for a second here. See, I have 755 gold left. I had 905 earlier. Now, these classes, actually, the Druid is probably the class I've played the least. Warlock has been recently nerfed, although I have a decent amount of experience with it. Paladin, I have a lot of success with. Paladin's a bit more straightforward, so for the sake of this video, let's pick a Paladin, I think. Yeah. Alright, so as you can see, so sorry you guys who are aware of what's going on here, but for those guys who don't know, I got a set of 3 cards, and this keeps happening until I pick 30 cards. So out of these 3 cards, let's go, this is the first pick, so it's kind of hard to tell what my deck will ultimately end up being, but I don't really like the mana rate too much. Pint-sized summoner, nah. Go with the Kodo. Kodo's really good. Alright, so out of these 3, depending on the deck, it can be quite different. I don't really have a way of keeping that up. I already have a 5-drop. Let's go with the Panda. That has more utility. Let's see now. Chicken, nope. That's a gimmick card. This could, in theory, be good, but we're going to go with the Twilight Drake for now. It's a no-brainer. We're going to go True Silver Champion. It's like the best weapon in the game. Here, now this is kind of an awkward thing. These are all, in theory, sort of situational picks, but I don't have too many other cards to build around with it. So let's go with the Charger. The Raid Leader is very awkward to use, so I'm not a huge fan of it. Healing is too, nah. So we can, between the Worgen and this guy, I'm going to go with the Worgen for now. Let's get another 3-drop. Redemption, not a huge fan of it. We don't have any spells right now, and it's too high casting cost. So, let's go Lord of the Arena. None of these are that great. Blessing of Wisdom can be pretty good in some situations. Eye for an Eye is kind of crap. Humility can be useful, but yeah, let's go with Blessing of Wisdom for now. Blessing of Might, I don't really want the Wind Fury guy. In theory, it could be really good to Blessing of Wisdom, but Wind Fury guy, yeah, Paladin has a lot of buffs. It could be useful, but let's go with Divine Shield for now. That's just the most straightforward. It's going to work with any kind of deck I have here. Oh, wow. Hey, we got a Legendary. Okay, so in terms of Constructed tends to go on for a while. I'm not a huge fan of Illidan. He can get killed pretty easily with his 5 life. This is really situational. It has to go like to the super late game. Now, Paladins are pretty good at stretching the game out till the very end. It's between, basically, at this point, Ysera or Deathwing. Ysera is something you put down, and it doesn't have an immediate effect. Deathwing obviously has an immediate effect. This is a tough call. We're gonna go with Ysera. I have ways of keeping it alive and stuff like that, so let's do that. Out of all these things, Snapjaw is... Paladins have such good 4-drops that probably won't need that. I mean, I could get screwed in for 4-drops for the rest of the picking process, so I mean, it's an option. Now, Redemption's not that great either. But you know what, in this case, we're just gonna do this. I don't want the Warlock. Alright, so it's basically, in this case, it's between the Mechanic, that's got great value since it's dropped 2 cards at once. Our Hammer of Wrath is really nice. Yeah, we can get pretty good value off that. We're going to go with that. Alright, Light's Justice versus this guy. The Ghoul versus Mercenary. This is another interesting pick. For now, we're going to go Mercenary. Alright, Light's Justice again versus Chillwind Yeti. Light's Justice is really only that good if you get it in the first opening hand, so we're going to go with Chillwind Yeti. It's a very good 4-drop. Divine Shield guy. We're getting really heavy on the 4-drop, so I need to watch it. From here on out, it has to be a really good 4-drop or I won't take it, because Paladin has so many good 4-drops. Stormwind. So how many high casting cards do we have? So 5 plus, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. Now if I take Stormwind, this is I have like maybe one high casting cost card, like 5 plus I can take after this, I think. Another Hand of Protection. Let's go with this guy for now. Consecrate, no-brainer. Another Consecrate, that's no-brainer. From here, we can either Restore Health or Leper Gnome. I really like Leper Gnome. It's a decent 1-drop, you can get it early. So this is basically between Demolisher or Peacekeeper. It's going to be Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper is a great card. Really want those in Paladin decks. Here, now this is another 4-drop. This is a bit of a problem, because these other 2 cards I don't want, but another 4-drop is going to make this really 4-drop heavy. Alright, we're going to do it. The other 2 cards are just too not useful. In this case, we're going to go with the Sword of Justice. Other things I just don't need. So let's see now. Your 4-drop, that's out of the question. 6-drop versus a 5-drop. So do we want to heal some or get the Stealth Tiger? Now, Stealth Tiger would be great if I had more buffs. Like a King's, and I could stealth it, you know, it survives, and I could drop a King's on or something. Unfortunately, I don't have too many buffs. Still, we're going to go with the Tiger. And hope to get something. So more buffs again. Give a minion Divine Shield or give it Strength. Or give it +3 attack. In this case... Divine Shield again. I'm really low on 2-drops. That's really unusual. It kind of sucks. I figured more would show up, but I've been really starved for 2-drops. That could be a problem with this deck, potentially. Let's see now. These 4-drops out of the question again, so I'm guessing I'm going to go with the Freeze Dude. 4-drop with Hammer of Wrath. How many deck cards do I have left? I have 5 after this. We're going Hammer of Wrath. Out of these, don't really want a crappy 1-2 taunt. I've already spoken of my thoughts on Redemption, so we're going Divine Shield. 1 drop. Out of these, whenever you cast a spell, don't have too many spells. I don't like this card very much. I don't have any secrets, so this is worthless. And again, Aldor Peacekeeper is extremely powerful, so we're just going to pick that. There we go. There's Find the Kings, and we're going to completely overload ourselves on 4-drops, but at least I know I'm doing it while I'm doing it. I really, really need 2-drops, but I can't not get Kings. I can't not. Okay, here's finally a 2-drop. Wild Pyromancer. It could be useful, I suppose. And again, it's a 2-drop, so let's do that. So unfortunately, we have a slightly unbalanced deck here. I mean, it could be worse, but it's not too bad. I think of the choices I had at the given time, you know, on a card-to-card-to-card basis. I think I made the right choices. You guys may disagree with some stuff. Everyone has their own very specific way of playing the game. It's just unfortunate that it got so unbalanced with lack of 2-drops. But there you have it. That's my thoughts on it. I'll probably comment somewhere in the comments later. You know, I'll let you guys know how this series went. So, see you guys around, and I don't expect to do too well with it. This looks like maybe a 5-win deck. I think I can manage 5 wins with this. Anything after that is probably going to be luck. So, yeah, see you guys around, and hope to get back to my normal streaming and video schedule soon.